Good afternoon mga ka-study buddy. Sa video ito, pag-aaralan naman natin ang simplex method. Okay? So, sa previous lesson natin, nag-solve tayo ng mga linear programming problem using graphical solution. This time, we will use simplex method. Okay? So, ano nga ba yung kaibahan ng graphical method sa simplex method? Sa graphical method, okay, ang limitation niya lang na kayang isolve is hanggang 2 variables. Whereas, sa ating graph, obviously, meron tayong x and y. Kaya hanggang 2 variables lang ang kaya niyang isolve. Unlike sa simplex method, kaya niyang isolve kung ito ay 2 or 3 pataas. Okay? So, yung gagawin natin na example sa ating problem is yung ginawa natin or yung sinolve natin na problem sa graphical solution is isosolve din natin using simplex method. Okay? May mga rules lang tayong susundin sa simplex method at hindi siya same ng method or procedure ng ginagawa natin sa graphical method. Okay? So, LP model in equation form. So, the development of the simplex method computation is facilitated by imposing requirements on the LP constraints. So, we have two requirements. So, yung una, all constraints are equation with non-negative right-hand side. Ito yung ating RHS. And all the variables are non-negative. Then, converting inequalities into equation with non-negative right-hand side, whereas yung ating right-hand side or yung ating RHS represent the availability of A resources. And left-hand side represent the usage of the resources by all the model activities. The excess amount of the RHS over the left-hand side then yields the unused amount of the resources. Okay. Ano nga ba yung unused? Okay. Dahil sa ating right hand side, pwedeng magkaroon ng unused doon sa ating left hand side. Which is, yung ating mga unused is, ito yung ating slack variable. Kung saan yung ating slack variable, siya yung pupuno para mag-equal yung ating left hand side doon sa ating right hand side. Okay, parang ganito siya. So, 5x sub 1 plus 10x sub 2 is equal to 50. Para makompensate natin or mag-equal tayo dito sa 50, ang bubuo doon o yung pupuno doon is yung ating slack. Okay? Para mag-equal tayo dito sa ating right hand side. Okay? So, ito yung ating example ng ating previous na problem sa Gina, which is siya yung ating production manager, which is nasolve na natin to sa ating graphical solution. This time, we will solve this using simplex method. Okay? Whereas, ito yung ating mga objective function and our constraints. We have 3 constraints: mixing, bottling, packing, and our non-negativity constraints. Okay? So, convert inequality equation constraints into equality and set up variables. Okay? So, magkakaroon tayo ng x sub 1, which is for men's shampoo, x sub 2 for women's shampoo, and yung ating panibagong variable, which is yung ating S1 or ating slack 1, or unused minutes of constraints 1, and S2 for constraints 2, and S3 for constraints 3. Okay? Set up the objective function where 0 is the assigned profit per unit of a slack variable. Saan? Yung ating objective function, magkakaroon tayo ng 0S1 plus 0S2 plus 0S3. Okay? So, i-convert natin yung ating constraints into equality with slack. Okay, kung saan, tulad ng sinabi ko kanina, yung ating constraints o ating equation is magkakaroon tayo ng slack or yung unused natin para ma-compensate or mabuo or mag-equal. Siya yung bubuo dito sa ating right hand side. So, kung mapapansin nyo, wala pong S2 and S3 kasi si S2 is naka-0 po yan. S3. So, hindi ko na siya nilagay dahil obviously, wala nang value yan 0 S2 and 0 S3. So, and yung ating S1, dedicated lang siya sa ating constraints number 1 and ating S2, dedicated lang siya sa ating constraints number 3 and S3. Dahil sila lang po yung mga unused minutes na para sa constraints 1, 2, and 3. And yung ating x sub 1 and x sub 2, S1, S2, and S3 is greater than or equal to 0. Okay? Next, we write the objective equation as max z is equal to 6x sub 1 plus 8x sub 2. So, ililipat lang natin yan sa kabilang side. Okay? Kung saan, z minus 6x sub 1 minus 8x sub 2 is equal to 0. Okay? Ayan po. So, mag-create na tayo ng ating initial tableau. Sa ibang book, makakita kayo ng iteration 0 or iteration 1. Nasa inyo yan kung anong number kayo magsisimula. Okay? So, pwedeng IT0 or IT1. Okay? Sa inyo po yan. Okay? So ito na yung ating mga nare-write. Objective, function, and yung ating constraints. Kung saan gagawa tayo ng table. Okay? Meron tayong basic variable, column, and yung ating mga respective variables natin. X1, X2, S1, S2, S3, and RHS. Okay? And lilipat lang natin yung mga value dito sa ating table. Kung saan negative 6x or negative 6, negative 8, 0, 0, 0, and 0. For S1 natin, 5, 10, 1, 0, 0, 100. For S2, 7, 7, 0, 1, 0, 84. For S3, 9, 5, 0, 0, 1, 90. Okay? So, after nating malipat or malagay na sa ating table yung mga value ng ating objective function and our constraints is may gagawin tayo or ito yung ating next step is yung ating Gauss-Jordan row operation, which is it identifies the entering variable or entering value column as pivot column and the leaving variable as the pivot row. Okay, magkakaroon tayo ng entering value and leaving value kung saan yung intersection ng ating pivot column and pivot row ay tinatawag na pivot element. Okay? So, may gamit po yung pivot element sa next procedure natin. Okay? So, paano ba natin malalaman kung ano yung pipiliin natin na pivot column and pivot row? Okay? So, by using simplex optimality condition, which ito yung procedure natin kung paano tayo pipili ng ating entering value. So, yung most negative coefficient ng ating objective equation. So, dito lang po tayo titingin sa ating objective equation natin. Sabi, most negative coefficient. So, ang ating most negative coefficient is si negative 8, which is yung ating pivot column is x sub 2 column. Okay? Next, yung ating leaving value. So, ito yung ating entering value, yung x sub 2. Okay? Next naman, pagpili ng ating leaving value is kukompute natin or kukunin natin yung ratio ng right hand side natin doon sa napili nating pivot column or yung ating entering value. So, ang ating requirements dyan ay kailangan daw ay minimum positive ratio. Okay? Kukunin lang natin yung ratio niya. So, 100, ito yung ating right hand side, divided by pivot column, divided by 10, which is 10. 84 divided by 7 is 12. 90 divided by 5 is 18. Sabi, minimum positive ratio. So, ang minimum positive ratio is positive. Therefore, ito po ang ating pivot row or yung ating leaving value or leaving variable. After nating malaman yung ating ratio at nakapili na tayo ng ating pivot row, at the same time meron na tayong pivot column. So yung intersection ng pivot column and pivot row is yung ating pivot element, which is yung ating pivot element is 10. Okay? Then for pivot row, replace the leaving variable in the basic column with the entering variable. So ito na po yung ating leaving and ito na po yung entering variable natin. Okay? Then may formula tayo for the new pivot row, current pivot row over pivot element. So ito na po yung sinasabi ko na gamit ng ating pivot element. Kaya kailangan nating malaman yung pivot element, which is yung intersection ng pivot column and pivot row. Okay? So, kikreate tayo ng new pivot row. So, ito na yung magiging, ito is leaving. So, aalis to, leaving value. Then, ito yung ating entering value. So, x sub 2. Then, i-divide natin. Sabi, new pivot row is equal to current pivot row, which is ito yung ating current. Okay? Over or divided by pivot element. Okay? So, mangyayari is sub 2. So, 5 over 10, 10 over 10, 1 over 10, 0 over 10, 0 over 10, and 100 over 10. So, 1 half, 1, okay, 1 over 10, 0, 0, and 10. Sa ibang book, naka-fraction, sa ibang book naman ay naka-decimal. Ay nasa inyo yan kung ano yung gusto nyong gamitin na sagot. Okay, for this time, fraction yung ginamit ko. Okay? So, meron na tayong new pivot row. Okay? So, next naman natin is magkikreate na tayo nung new pivot row nung ating Z, X sub S2 and S3. So, paano po yun? So, meron tayong formula dyan. Current row minus pivot column coefficient times new pivot row. So, ito po yung ating, for Z muna tayo. So, ito yung ating current row. Okay? And yung minus pivot column coefficient. So, kung ano yung column. For this Z row, so ito po yung pivot column coefficient. Kung ang S2, nasa S2 na tayo, ito na yung magiging pivot column coefficient. And new pivot row is this. So, yung one, kung ikaw ay nasa column na x sub 2, x sub 1, so 1/2 yung pipiliin. Kung nasa column ka ng x sub 2, 1 yung magiging new pivot row mo. Okay po? Next is isosolve na po natin yung z row. Okay? So, ano po yung formula niya is new row is equal to current row minus pivot column coefficient times new pivot row. Okay? So, may ano ako dito, may term ako na mas madali natin siyang matandaan. Okay? Tinagalog ko na lang. So, dati. So, ito yung dati mong value, yung current row mo. Minus tinamaan. Okay. Yung tinamaan, ito po yun. Yung pivot column coefficient. Okay. Times bago. Okay. New pivot, which is ito po siya. Okay po, itry natin sagutan yung ating for z row. So, dati negative 6 minus tinamaan, ito po, negative 8 times bago, panap. Therefore, ang sagot natin dyan ay negative 2. Okay. For x sub 2 natin, so dati, negative 8 minus tinamaan, negative 8 times bago, which is 1 equal to 0. Okay. So, tip lang, para hindi na kayo mag-compute doon sa tinamaan na or yung bagong column, automatic po yan, 0 po yung kalalabasan yan. Pagtingin dito mamaya, kapag nag-solve na tayo sa S2 and S3, 0 po ang magiging sagot natin yan. Then, dito naman, sa ating S1, so, try nating sagutan. Okay? So, dati, 0, minus tinamaan, negative 8, times bago, 1 over 10. Is 4 over 5. Okay? Next naman natin yung ating S2. Obviously, 0 yan. And yung ating S3 is 0 rin. For our RHS, so 0 minus tinamaan, negative 8 times bago times 10 is equal to 80. Okay? So, dun sa graphical solution natin, no, may natatandaan ba kayo nung sinolve natin, nagkaroon tayo ng sagot na 80. Which is, yung ating x sub 2 is 10. Okay? And yung ating x sub 1 is 0. Ayan po siya. Yung dun sa part na yun. Yung sagot na 80. Yung ating corner point. Okay? So, next naman natin, yung ating S2. Okay? So, same pa rin for our S2. So, ganun pa rin yung ating dati minus tinamaan times bago. So, dati. So, dati is 7 minus 7 times bago times 1/2. 1 over 2 is equal to 7 over 2. Okay. So, kung i-execute natin yan, tulad ng sinabi ko kanina, automatic 0 po yan. Kahit hindi na po kayo mag-compute. Automatic yan. Tip. So, pag in-execute natin to, so dati 0 minus tinamaan 7 times bago 1 over 10 is negative 7 over 10. For S2, 1, 0, and for RHS, 14. Okay? Next, for our S3. Okay? So, kung isosolve natin yan, yung ating formula, dati minus tinamaan times bago. So, 9 minus 5. 9 minus 5 times 1/2 times bago is 13 over 2. Okay? Then 0 yan, automatic. 0 minus 5 times 1 over 10 is negative 1/2. Okay? Then 0. Then ito ay magiging 1 and 40. Okay? So, after nating makagawa ng ating fill upan natin yung ating buong table is ito na yung magiging iteration 1 natin. Kung tayo ay nagsimula sa iteration 0. And kung tayo ay nagsimula sa iteration 1, ito na yung magiging iteration 2 natin. Okay. Then, babalik lang ulit tayo dun sa procedure natin sa una. Okay. So, aalamin ulit natin yung ating pivot column, which is, ang rule natin doon is most negative. Therefore, ang ating most negative, obviously, si x sub 1 na lang. Siya na lang nag-iisang negative eh. Okay. Then, kukunin natin yung ratio ng ating RHS over pivot column, which is 10 divided by 1/2 is 20. 14 divided by 7 over 2 is 4. And 40 over 13 over 2 is 80 over 13. Therefore, ang ating pivot row o yung ating entering value is S2. And yung ating pivot element 7 over 2. Okay? So, after nating malaman yung ating entering value and leaving values, babalik ulit tayo dun sa ating procedure. Kukunin natin or i-divide natin yung ating old row sa ating pivot element. Ito ay magiging x sub 1 na. Okay? And 7 over 2 divided by 7 over 2 is 1, 0, negative 1 over 5, 2 over 7, and 0, and 4. Okay? So, next, kukunin na natin yung value ng ating z. So, doon ulit tayo sa dati. So, yung dati natin ay value ng dati natin is negative 2 minus tinamaan. So, negative 2. Tulad ng sabi ko kanina, no need na natin yan i-compute. Automatic 0 yan. Okay. So, next natin is yung ating x sub 2 sa ating z row. Okay. So, dati minus tinamaan is negative 2 times bago. Okay. Times 0 is 0. Okay. So, next natin is in-execute natin yan. So, dati is 4 over 5 minus negative 2 times negative 1 over 5 is 2 over 5. And pag in-execute natin yan hanggang RHS natin, ang magiging sagot natin ay 4 over 7, 0, and 88. Okay? Next, na ating kukunin is yung ating x sub 2 na row. Okay? So, kung execute natin yung dati minus tinamaan times bago, so ito ay magiging 0. Tulad ng sinabi ko kanina, no? Dito na i-compute yan. 0 na po yan. So, ito ay magiging 1. 1 over 5. Negative 1 over 7. 0 and 8. Okay? After nating makuha yan, S3 naman tayo. So, try nyong i-compute guys ha. Naka-ready na kasi yung aking sagot dito. Kaya, sinusulat ko na yung magiging sagot natin. So, for this time, i-post nyo muna tong video then try nyong sagutan. Okay? Kung parehas tayo na magiging sagot. Okay? Post nyo then i-play nyo ulit. Okay? So, ito, obviously, tulad ng sinabi ko kanina is 0, 0, 4 over 5, negative 13 over 7, 1, and 14. Okay? Then, next. So, ganun ulit. Babalik ulit tayo dun sa umpisa. Aalamin natin yung pivot column. Sabi, pagpili ng pivot column is most negative. So, this time, wala na pong negative sa ating z or sa ating objective function. Meaning, pag wala ng negative, so, stop na tayo. Yun na yung time para huminto na tayo sa paggawa ng iteration or ng ating tableau. Okay. Then, kukunin natin yung right hand side value ng ating z, x sub 1, x sub 2, and yung value ng ating slack. Dito tayo titingin. Okay? So, therefore, yung ating z, yung ating maximum profit is 88, and kailangan daw nating mag-produce ng 8 cases ng x sub 2 and 4 cases ng x sub 1 with unused sa atin slack 3. Meron tayong unused minutes na hindi nagamit doon sa ating constraints number 3 kung saan yung ating S3 is unused. So, unused packing. Okay, so, ibig sabihin, may hindi tayo nasulit na oras doon sa ating S3 o sa ating packing na process. Okay. So, kung papansin niyo guys, so ano po yan? Ito po yung slack natin. Okay. So, kung ita-transfer o substitute natin yung value ng x sub 1 and x sub 2 sa ating mga constraints. So, 5 times 4 plus 10 times 8 is equal to 100. Okay? So, 7 times 4 plus 7 times 8 is equal to 84. Okay? For packing, so 9 times 4 plus 5 times 8 is equal to 90. So, hindi po siya equal. So, mangyayari dyan is 36 plus 40 is equal to ilan po? 76. So, ito po yung gamit nung slack natin. Yung slack natin is 14. So, 90. Therefore, ito po yung unused minutes natin na kung saan siya po yung pupuno doon sa ating constraint or sa ating left hand side para mag-equal sa ating right hand side. Okay? So, Therefore, ang ating magiging conclusion for this problem is Gina should produce 4 cases of men's shampoo per day and 8 cases women's shampoo per day to maximize the profit to 88 pesos with 14 minutes of unused packing capacity. Okay? So, try nyong sagutan yung dalawang problem sa ating o yung isang problem natin sa ating maximization model. Okay? Para ma-practice tayo. Okay? So, that's all. Thank you.